And welcome back to another episode of Cats Cut Podcast. You're here with your hosts, Christian and Mean Bean Cody Green.
What's going on, guy? I meant not guys, but guy.
Yeah.
Guy. What's going on, guy?
What's up, buddy? How was your day?
Nothing much,
How was your day
man.
today, Cody? Just tell me a little bit about your day. How was that?
But had a great day at work.
Did you?
Yeah, I had a good day at work. Wasn't too busy. It's supposed to snow a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't. It snowed a little bit where I am. It snowed in downtown or anything. I don't think it did. I don't know if you was you working downtown or were you off scene there?
I was off scene.
You were
I was out
off
of
the
town.
scene.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yep. So
Well, always gotta love being off the scene, but it's a good week, Christian. Not only for us, but it's sports wise. Kentucky sports is a very good week.
yeah. You don't seem as excited as I thought you would be.
Well, we gotta go play number 3 Texas at Texas, unfortunately. But who knows? For some reason, Texas's head coach thinks that this is their biggest game of the year.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Not
honestly,
sure. I mean, if we play like we did against Ole Miss, yeah, it's going to be a good game. I feel like, but you got to play like you did against Ole Miss.
yeah, no doubt.
Uh,
Well, I feel like we've done pretty solid on the road. I mean, you go back even looking at the Tennessee game. I mean, they looked better than normal. Like they looked better. They looked like they gave a bigger fight than against
yeah,
like Auburn and Vandy.
yeah.
So that's good to see.
Which I mean, we played Murray State last week. We went like 48-10, 48-3. Was it or
Something like
48-6?
that.
48-6. Don't really remember. But you look good, quarterback. You could tell Brock wasn't in the greatest condition to be throwing the ball or anything like that.
Yeah, you can tell
And
his shoulders a little
yeah.
hurt.
But Cutter looked really good.
Yeah,
Kayla, we
he
appreciate it. Sorry, go ahead.
do what?
Kayla said, "Hey, my favorite guys on TikTok.
Yeah, what's up, Kayla? What's up?
The GOAT."
Um, but yeah, I mean, Cutter looked good. I mean, considering those were really his first reps in a game for
Mhm.
Kentucky. I mean, he had that one play in Florida, did not go well at all. Um,
No.
not at all. But, it's at the end of the day, I mean, you just got to do what you got to do. And
Yeah.
he looked well. And,
Yeah.
I mean, he was reading stuff. I mean, he wasn't one read quarterback. Like, he wasn't standing there just staring at the receiver. Like, he was going through progression. So that was good
Yeah.
to see from a freshman.
Yeah, it's really good. You like it's like you said, good to see from a freshman. I feel like we don't get many freshman quarterbacks that I feel like he's the most impressive freshman QB I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's Murray State, it's not like I'm not saying anything bad about Murray State, but it's not like he played that good against like Tennessee, Ole Miss, Georgia, anybody like that. But
I mean, he's still young. He's still young.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. He's still very young. He's still got a lot to learn. But I do. I like seeing him on the field there for a while. So
Yeah, it was fun to watch. I mean, we'd been joking like we only came here to see Cutter um, last week,
yeah.
but it was a fun time
Hmm.
seeing him get to play a little bit. And one thing that makes me it's weird because I feel like this is one of them games Kentucky might show up to
I mean,
versus Texas.
it really
Feels
could. It
like
would
it.
it would be the most Kentucky thing to do. It would be the most Kentucky thing ever to go at Texas and somehow beat them by like 3 points or something like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, no doubt.
It really could happen. Do I see it happening? No. Am I being negative about it? Yes and no.
Hmm.
It's kind of almost unrealistic at this point of the year for us to go down there and actually beat them. But I mean, you never know. A lot of stuff happens in college football, so
Yeah, but if we do win out, we're bowl eligible. Will
that's
we get a
true.
good bowl? I'm not
No,
for sure, but
we'll get one of those
it'd be
bowls.
nice to see us in a bowl.
Yeah, it would be nice. We've kind of struggled in our bowl games the past 3 years or 2 years. Sorry, 2 years.
Mm.
No, really 3 years. Haven't we lost like 3 in a row right now? Or are we on 2?
We're on
Uh,
2 right now because 3 years ago would have been Will Levis and Wandale versus Iowa.
That'd been the Citrus Bowl.
So that was a fun
Uh,
bowl game.
yeah, yeah, but we've not had any good success in bowl games the past 2 years.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look like we're going to be in a bowl game this year. So we're going to have to, this off season, kind of gather ourselves. And,
Yeah, you gotta go into free agency. You gotta win free agency and hopefully you get a good draft pick.
hopefully.
Uh, but yeah, but for sure, I don't know why, but I'm actually excited for this Saturday. I've not said that in a minute for Kentucky football, but I'm actually excited to see how we fare against Texas because how funny would that be just to go down there, first game versus Texas in the SEC, and actually pull out a win? Do I think it's gonna
crazy.
happen? My heart
Apps.
says yes, or my brain says yes. No,
Your
my brain
heart.
says no. My heart says
I
yes.
was about to say, yeah. Your
Yeah.
heart definitely says yeah.
And my
That's
heart
the way,
100% says we're gonna go down there and just whoop up.
dude. That's 100%. That's the way every Kentucky fan feels. You want to go down there and beat them, but realistically, you're probably not going to go down there and beat them. Now, can Texas not play their starters and kind of play some of their backups?
Mm-hmm.
Possibly. I don't see that happening. I think they're going to actually play everybody that they were wanting to play. Now, is Quinn Ewers playing? Is he playing?
I believe so. I think
Because I
we'll end up
thought,
seeing Arch.
oh yeah, you'll see Arch. You may honestly see him start.
Yeah.
He could start, but I think Quinn Ewers will start. But you never know. But either way, if either one of them guys get in there, because I feel like we're too beat up in the secondary to keep up.
Yeah.
So doesn't
It's-
look good. But I mean, it's not like I'm going to be upset if we get beat bad or if we win or we lose close.
Mhm.
So, I mean,
But going back to the Murray State game, Cody, what are some things that you saw that you were like, okay, that looked promising, and what's some things that you were like, okay, that's not good?
well, again, Cutter Bowley looked really good. He showed you that he can scramble, showed you that he can throw the ball accurately.
Mm-hmm.
He had 2 good touchdown passes to Amari St. Brown. Listen to him. I'm a Detroit Lions fan. Not really.
Amon Ross, St. Brown?
Amon, yeah. Anthony Brown Stevens is who I'm talking about. But he had 2 good touchdown passes to him, and defensively, I think we looked a lot better with a little bit more cleaner. Not as many penalties as we usually get. But again, it was Murray State. Like I said, it's not like we played Texas already and did that well. But I mean, just impressed. We've not had last couple of weeks have not been like, well, I've been very impressed. I mean, the Tennessee game, we played good defensively, just could not score the ball there in the second half of the game.
Yeah.
And, but I mean, overall, really good game. I mean, really clean game. Like I said, no penalties. I thought the play calling was pretty good. I don't think you should have played Brock. I think Brock should have probably sit out that game. I think you should just let Cutter play and Gavin. But, overall, it didn't matter. We won, so it don't matter.
But one guy that I thought that really impressed me this game was. Sorry, we had a comment. I know this is a UK podcast, but you know what tonight is. Yeah. Listen here, Juju. I just want you to know, I've not been very confident in the Browns the past few weeks. Cody can tell you last week I was not very happy. I said I wasn't going to watch the game. I watched the entire game. But, as weird as it is, I think the Browns are going to get it tonight. I think Nick Chubb is going to have a revenge game, and I think the Browns are going to win by, like, the weirdest 4 points you'll ever see. Just because it's the Browns, and they're very dysfunctional. But I think they win. So, if you're a betting man, go ahead and hammer that Browns money line.
I mean, at least she ain't playing the Chiefs.
Yeah, at least.
You watch the Panthers beat the Chiefs Sunday. You watch them beat them.
Panthers, I don't see it. I think
They're not. I don't either. I'm just saying it would be fun.
I would like to see that. I would like to see that.
I would love to.
But going back to what I was getting ready to say, one guy that really impressed me was Jamarion Wilcox. I mean, he's just consistently
yeah.
just proving he is the best back on this team.
Oh
And
yeah.
I was looking at the stats after it. What's funny, DSK, Demi Sumo Cardenbay, has been the number one running back the
Mhm.
entire year.
Yep.
So he has 109 carries, 505 yards, averaging about 4.6 yards per carry. And then you've got Jamarion Wilcox, who didn't play much at all the first few weeks. He has 69 carries, 474 yards, and averaging 6.9 yards per carry. So, I mean, he is almost our leading back, and he has really not even played that much.
It is insane. I feel like Jason Patterson would have, which Jamarion, it's so crazy. Like when he runs so much differently than DSK. Like DSK, if he gets in the hole, he's going straight down. But Wilcox will go hit you. He's going to run over you, and he finds the hole a lot better than DSK does. He finds the hole a lot better than Chip Trainum. I know we ain't watched Chip Trainum a whole lot, but he does a lot better than him. And it's exciting as a UK fan. That guy is just a freshman,
Yeah.
so
He's a red shirt.
a redshirt freshman. So he's a
Yeah.
redshirt freshman. So seeing him, and then you got Jason Patterson. He's a dog. And then you got like Marquise Davis coming in next year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just all around your running back room, which Kentucky's always had. They always have a good running back room,
Mm.
and excited to see how that running back room is next year. I know we're already talking about next year, but we might as well go ahead and talk about next year.
Yeah, just a
But
little bit. But one thing that I'm hyped for though, just seeing the next few weeks. I mean, we got 2 games left. I think we should just go ahead and make Wilcox the number 1 running back. What?
no, I was St. John's is beating Baylor's brains in right now. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I think Wilcox should be running back 1. And I think you should start seeing some more younger guys get more snaps. I mean, if it's a close game, you don't do that. But I mean, if it's what we're expecting,
Yeah, let them play.
I mean, yeah, let them play.
Well,
I
it's
want to see.
like-
I want to see what
especially-
they got.
Especially playing Texas, man. Like Wilcox, let him run most of the game. Like I know you gotta have DSK play a little bit because he's gonna go to the draft or try to go to the draft. But I mean, especially if Jason Patterson's healthy, let them two run the ball most of the game. Let them have their snaps. That's gonna help them so much for the next season. And I feel like at this point in time where you're at right now, you go ahead and let your young guys get reps. Like Willie Rodriguez, let him get some snaps.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of your offensive linemen, let them have a go. Like Cutter, let him play the other half of the game if you're getting beat, obviously. But again, super excited for what the future holds for this team. I'm not losing any confidence in them. I feel like we're going to get right back. I know there's been a lot of head coaching controversy.
Yeah, Bibbs is right. He said Wilcox should have been running back 1 from the beginning, and if it's working, why do we go away from it? That's just.
I think
that's where you see the politics of college football come into play.
Yeah,
honestly, I think that's where it comes in, and because you promise all these kids this, come here and you'll play that, and so.
Christian sent some roses.
No, I didn't.
Oh,
it's not me.
Oh,
so but yeah, I mean the season's pretty much wrapped up. I mean, I'm excited for this game just because we're playing Texas for the first time, and it's the farthest west Kentucky's ever traveled for a football game. So I mean, I'm excited for it, but the season's a wrap. There's not much.
Yeah.
Going into next year, it's not going to be as hype unless some stuff happens.
I think you're gonna have to do. I know we've talked about Mark Stoops, but Mark Stoops ain't going nowhere. I've already come to that conclusion. He's not gonna go nowhere. I think you're gonna have to make a change on your offensive coordinator. I don't like the stuff that he runs in this offense. I know, but I think you need to go get a guy that. And I think if you're Mark Stoops, if you do go get another guy for your OC, I think you got to just let him do it. I feel like Mark Stoops has tried to take control of the offense a little too much this year, in my opinion. I think you got to get a guy that you're super confident in. Like this guy, I trust that he can run the offense. Like it seems like he doesn't trust Bush Hamden to run the offense, and like the way that I see it, I could be. I mean, everybody has their opinion on different things, but I feel like we're definitely going to have to make a change offensively. Now, defensively, Brad White has got to quit going in the cover zone so many times. It doesn't work. Having a cornerback 5 to 6 yards off of a receiver never, ever works out for us. And when we go man to man, it always works most of the time. It's always they're not getting as many yards obviously as they do in zone. But Brad White overall, if he doesn't leave Kentucky to go for another DC position or head coaching position somewhere, I know he's on top of a lot of people's lists, but I think you got a really good chance. What did I say?
He said you saw what seemed to be Bush calling it versus Ole Miss, and then you have seen where there's been handcuffs for sure.
Yeah, like sure. I do understand. Like if Bush is actually like if he's a good play caller, I mean, how are we supposed to know? Like I feel like Stoops is like if he called the Georgia game, if he called the Ole Miss game, I completely get that. Like he called a great game, but I thought he called an okay game against Georgia. I think your defense played really good in that game.
I think your defense kept you in that game. You had shots to win, but I mean it never happened.
Like our best offensive game all year is probably, to be honest with you, was Ole Miss.
Chris, he says, do you think Stoops is going to leave? No. I think a lot of it's going to play out on how the year ends. I think if you lose to Louisville, I think that's where you're going to receive a lot of backlash and a lot of internal stuff because, like, when you have that, when you lose to a rival, like, I mean, even going to, like, Ohio State and Michigan, like, there for a minute when John Harbaugh first got to Michigan, like, I mean, they were like, why are we still employing this guy? He can't beat Ohio State. Mm-hmm. And, like, it didn't matter if he was getting into the college playoff or not. Like, if he couldn't beat Ohio State, they didn't want that there.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Kentucky-Louisville is as big of a rivalry to the nation as Ohio State and Michigan. But, like, I mean, in Kentucky, that's a pretty big rivalry. It's, like, the biggest in the state. And, like, no doubt, I mean, they hate us. We hate them. I mean, it's no good blood. It's all bad blood there. And it's, like, if you can't beat Louisville, especially with the most talented roster you've had, I get it. There's been some injuries, but I think there could be a situation where there's something that goes on after that. But I mean, 75% of my brain knows that he's going to be back next year.
He definitely will be back.
And that 25 is like Johnson Raw.
Hey, he's got a big game coming up against Army this week.
He does.
We're going to see how good his defense is. Now, he is a defensive-minded coach, so that should be a good game. Now, if they beat Army, they got to play Army one more time. Like they both got to play in the championship game, which I think is hilarious. But you got to go back-to-back with them. So, but I love to see John Summerall back in the Kentucky Blue. 100%. Is it going to happen in the next couple years? No. Mark Stoops is going to be there for another year or two. If he has a bad year next year and the year after that, if I'm Mitch Barnhart, he's got to go because you don't get worse as a head coach. If that makes any sense.
Yeah,
like you don't do that. And the recruiting class that you have coming in next year, you have a top 25 recruiting class. It could get better. There's a couple of guys that I'm waiting on to see if they commit or not. But I mean, if you could possibly end up with a top 20 class next year.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you don't, you're going to have a top 25 class.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And I mean,
if you have a good transfer portal, like that's one thing he already says, like we're going to have to go in the transfer portal and we're going to have to hit it
offensive line.
You've got to hit the transfer portal because you lose so many pieces on that offensive line.
I think I know a guy that's watching right now. I think his name's Brian Arterburn. If you're watching right now, and I know what you do. I work with you. If Stoops is still here and they need money for the portal, I'm taking out a $10 billion loan and I'm donating it all to Club Blue, Club 15. It's all going there for the football team, and I'm going to put it on there, just offensive line.
It's going straight to Bitch Barnhart.
Like we went straight, just like NFL Hall of Famers. Like give me prime Joe Thomas out there. at
Well,
left
I
tackle.
think one problem you got to do is get rid of your offensive line coach.
Oh yeah, that's
Gosh,
lost
get rid of that bomb. Let me tell you.
yeah.
But your offense, like you lose Marcus Cox, he's not had a great year. Eli Cox, I think he's probably been the best offensive lineman you've had all year, obviously.
Mhm.
But you're just, I think you lose your entire offensive line besides Jagger Burton. Right now, your starters. I think you lose everybody besides him.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have like Malachi Wood. I think he's gonna be a solid piece at that right tackle position. I don't think you
Yeah,
have to
no
look at
doubt.
right tackles, but you're gonna have to find a left tackle, a really good left tackle, and you're gonna have to find 2 guards or a center that can like that run blocking wise. Because I think that's one thing we're gonna have to start going back to is running the ball more. And with Wilcox, Patterson, and like Marquise Davis coming in next year, you're gonna have to have offensive linemen that they can run behind, and that we're gonna have to dominate because that's where we play our best football is running the ball. Now I know that we're trying to get into a system to where like, oh, we're trying to get into a pro system. We need to throw the ball more. I get that, but Kentucky has been known for running the football and running it down your throat.
Well, the pass game, I mean, you really can't just rely on that 100% because
That's
you
what I'm
have to
saying.
have you got to have the run game. Like you have to have some sort of a run game that you can get established week in week out. Because unless you got some just like Heisman-esque quarterback back there, you're gonna lose games that you can't get the run game going.
Mm-hmm.
And when you run, you win games. Like that's just how it is. Like if you can run the ball efficiently, you're probably gonna win that game 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
But speaking of just just running over stuff, whether you were looking to rent a vehicle or are on an insurance claim or planning your next vacation, Cumberland Auto Rentals is here to help you. They're proudly serving the areas of Ewing, Pennington Gap, and Harlan. You can reach out to them on Facebook or call in at 276-861-2710. They're open Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5, and on Fridays, they're open from 8 to 4. So, yeah.
Great transition.
Yep.
I like that. Speaking of running over things.
Yep.
But another thing, if you keep Bush Hamden as your OC, man, you got to quit going deep. You got can we run some more plays that are to the sideline or in the middle of the field? Like use your tight ends, man. Why do we not use our tight ends more the way that we should use our tight ends? Like you got one of the best tight ends in the country coming in next year, Michael Skinner. And then you got Willie Rodriguez. If he's catching the ball, I don't know if anybody's going to tackle him.
Yeah,
he's solid. Like Rob Gronkowski running around out there. Like let's be for real. Like I think he could be. He's got a lot of potential. He's got a lot of potential. And then Michael Skinner could be the next Shannon Sharp. I mean, who knows? Could be the next Michael Irvin. Who knows? Well, Michael Irvin wasn't tight.
Yeah.
But anyway.
He could be the next Travis Kelce.
Could
George
be.
Kittle. I'd prefer George Kittle.
I prefer any of the good tight ends.
George Kittle can block. He's a great blocker.
Man. I know, but man, I'd like to have like I think Michael Skinner is going to be one of those tight ends that he's going to be
get
out of the flat.
He's going to be like a David Njoku.
Yeah, he's not that big. He could be though.
No, I'm saying like that.
Oh yeah. Like get out in the flat. Like 6'4", 220.
That's about
something like that. So yeah, it could be. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think Njoku's like 225.
He's that type of tight end. Like he's going to get out in the flat and get you yards, and he's going in the middle of the field. He's going to be a safety check there.
Yeah.
But he probably could get downfield and get you some yards. But go ahead.
Yeah, but let's move on from what's down at Kentucky and let's get up. Talk about Mark Pope and them Kentucky Wildcats.
Pope.
Gosh,
dude, I love this team. I love
the ball movement. It's it's such a fun team.
Yeah.
Like I've not had this much fun watching basketball, not only just because both of my favorite teams are just on massive, just great runs right now. Look
Yeah.
amazing with new coaches.
Oh, also, let me say this. I haven't told you about this, but I'm curious to see what you think. For you guys watching on like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, go follow us on TikTok. It's the first time we've been live on TikTok. We're trying to get our following up on there. Go follow us on
Sir.
TikTok. Go like and share on TikTok. But what game would you like to see all of us react to next? I know we did a reaction to the Duke game, and a lot of you guys liked it.
I go ahead and mark down the Ohio State Kentucky game.
Yeah, we'll probably end
gonna
up going to
live
be
react
watching
to
it
that.
because we have a couple old people that don't like to stay up late. But I'm just joking. Just we would do the Gonzaga game. It's a little too late. But we do plan on doing some SEC games. 'Cause I know they do the SEC games.
Cody,
I mean,
we could do the Gonzaga game.
We could. I'd be down to do the Gonzaga game. I
Let's
don't
do
mind.
it.
You wanna do it?
People listening, watching live right now with a comment bar, let us know if you would like to see us do the Gonzaga Kentucky game. Clemson, Bibb said Clemson.
We could do Clemson.
Clemson's in like 2 weeks, right?
I think so. Yes. Oh, I know the women's team has some big games coming up, and I know a couple of you that went to the Louisville game are listening. How would you all like to see us react to a women's game? I know the women's, they got to play South Carolina, they got to play LSU, they got to play Texas.
That would actually be comical because I'm not 100% familiar with the entire Kentucky women's basketball
Well, see, that's
team.
why you got me.
Yeah, I mean, I would be, like how when you're watching a game with your girlfriend or like a woman that you like, and you're trying to explain stuff that's going on in the game. That's how I would be. Like you'd have to explain like who's who.
Well, that's
where's
what
this girl
I would
from,
explain
like,
it to you before
stuff
the
like that.
game. I would explain it to you before the game, and I would tell you some of the players, tell you who the best players are, and who to watch for. And we could just do it like this right here. We could just go live, talk randomly, not randomly, but about the game.
Mm-hmm.
We wouldn't show the game, obviously. We're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
But if you guys would like to see it, I may put a poll on Twitter. You all can vote on that. See what you guys would think about that. So, just a thought. Just a thought.
Yeah, I like that. I like that idea. But yeah, like you said though, we are streaming on TikTok tonight. It's our first time, so excited for that. Hopefully, people are enjoying that. We're doing it right.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for tuning in so far. And
appreciate you guys.
No doubt.
But going back to the Pope,
right?
The Pope.
Like
like you said, the ball movement is so nice. The way that defensively, the way that we are, it's amazing. We shoot the ball very well. We're playing defense very well. Just overall, team play is absolutely phenomenal.
Dang it!
What?
I was hoping that the national championship would have been in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Just because
it was in New Orleans like 2 years ago.
I know, but New Orleans.
That's where we won in 2012. Yeah. Oh.
And we'd have a Pope.
Ah.
So Pope in Saints territory.
When's the next time it's going to be in New Orleans? Can you look at that?
Let me check. But go back to what you were saying, Cody.
Yeah. This is a Kentucky team overall. There's a vibe about it that just like this team is going to be good. I mean, obviously this team's good. Like after the Duke game, like playing Lipscomb, there was another team that was only up by 4 points there in the second quarter. We're not going to talk about that team though. You all Kentucky fans know who that team was, but I feel like everybody was thinking that we would come in and just not be able to play well. Like the women's team, they were playing Purdue, Saint Moore or whatever, and they were down at halftime by 4 or 5 points. And then they ended up winning. But I feel like everybody was like, they would feel like they would slouch. Okay. I'm getting muted.
Whoa. Okay. Did you know that the 2025 preliminary rounds, there's going to be the first and second at Rupp Arena?
Really?
For 2025. There's going to be some on March 20th, 22nd in Denver, Providence, Dayton, Lexington, Wichita, Kansas, Cleveland, Ohio, Milwaukee, Raleigh, Seattle.
I will be there.
That's I can't go.
Oh, you'll be gone, won't you?
Yeah.
Well, I'll send you some videos.
Yeah, I'll watch it. I'll watch it on the boat. I'll be watching that on the boat, no doubt.
But,
I'll be glued. You wait 1
honey,
minute.
you want to come get some ice cream? No,
The cats are playing.
cats are playing, honey. Sorry, Shelby. Apologies ahead of time.
If you don't
but,
know, that's when I'll be on my honeymoon. So
yeah,
that's why
Christian
we'll be
is
watching.
getting married, and he's getting married at the SEC tournament.
No, during, not at.
During. Well, Christian's getting married on one day. He'll be gone. I think I'm going to drive to Nashville if we're made it to the second round.
You can hit 75, go down to Knoxville.
Yeah,
hang
I'll still be in
right.
I'll still be in my suit. Probably. I'll probably go to the game in my suit.
Ooh,
I'll do it. I don't care.
dude,
Why not?
Cody, you won't.
Why not? I will. I'll even send everybody pictures. Who says I won't?
Me.
Okay. Okay. But I've considered doing that because I went last year, unfortunately, with Blake and another buddy.
Oh, yeah.
We watched us lose first round to I think it was Mississippi State, or no, it was A&M. Sorry, I think no, it was Mississippi State, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mississippi State. And I had
thought
to
it was
sit there. I had to sit there and watch Auburn beat everybody. It's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah.
Really cool atmosphere though. It was really the amount of UK fans that showed up at the SEC tournament. I didn't think there would be a lot, but it was unreal. Like, who did we play again? Was it Mississippi State or A&M? I think it was Mississippi State. We'll just say
I
Mississippi
thought it was
State.
A&M.
Well, we'll say A&M. Yeah, it was
We'll
A&M.
say one of them.
It was A&M. A&M. Like A&M had their own little section behind the bench. You know, it went up probably like 6 rows, and then it was just blue.
Mm.
Everything blue, and it was so loud. And then, of course, Calipari had to. We're not even gonna get into that, but
Yeah.
but still a cool thing. If you're a Kentucky fan, and when you get to the SEC tournament, go experience it. It's so worth it.
Yeah.
Even if you
going
lose.
back to Kentucky versus Lipscomb, that was one game I was, I'm just used to Cal coaching, I guess, because I was kind of nervous a little bit going into that game, and then they just balled out. Like they just played like it didn't matter who it was, we're gonna score. But they didn't look as hot right off the rip. But I mean, they got a little sloppy at first. But I mean, they started balling. I mean, Jackson Robinson just showed up. I mean, he was like, "I'm going to make up for that Duke game," and just started draining like crazy stuff, just pulling up and just NBA top shots. Honestly,
it's insane.
He looked great. Lamont Butler looked awesome.
Yeah. Hey, Colin Chandler, what about that pass though going out of bounds, dude? That was sick.
That was sick.
That was pretty cool. That was almost as sick as what's his name that shot that 3, like just trying to get it in bounds. Oh man, no, this is a while ago.
Oh, you're talking about like the guy that scooped and scored. That was James Young.
Man, James Young, yeah, it was James Young. That kind of reminds you a little bit of that. The dunk made that really nice, but it's that Travis Perry had his first ever points at UK.
That was nice.
That was awesome to see. Those get like we were talking about football earlier. Good to see some of those young guys getting in and getting in there and Trent Noah.
Trent Noah, yep. Yeah, it's always fun seeing the Kentucky boys play.
Yeah.
But some of the people that are watching and right off the rip, and you're begging for Trent Noah and Travis Perry to go in. I mean, you just got to be patient. They're still young, and I like the way Pope's approaching it because nobody that's really a freshman's going to be playing a ton, which is smart because they get to sit back, really learn from the guys that have played quite a bit. Because, I mean, this is one of the most experienced teams we've saw probably in me and your lifetime, Cody.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt. And it's awesome to see, that you got a guy like Lamont Butler that has already been to a national championship, that Travis Perry can pick his brain, learn, pick up pointers. Because, I mean, Lamont Butler's honestly, not even probably, he is the best defensive point guard in the nation.
For sure. Yeah.
And so that's something.
Yeah. And going back to Robinson, he had I think he had 1 point for the Duke game, and then he come out and I think he had 21, 22 points.
Yeah.
So I think he did a really, really good job. And he even said in the press conference, he's like, I wanted to come out aggressive. I failed my team. But I don't think he really failed. I think defensively, he had a great game against Duke. I think he did really good defensively. That was one thing I was really happy with the Duke game, was that we defensively were very, very good.
Yeah.
I know we let, what's his name, or Cooper Flag. He had 23 points or something.
Yeah, but that was one of them kind of like star, like I'm the star, give me the ball type offenses.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see how far this team actually goes, because I mean, it's like I said, I mean, it's a really fun team to watch, and to watch them grow throughout the season, because I mean, still they're all learning to play with each other, because they're just 4 games in. I mean, technically 6 if you count the exhibition games, but I mean, they're only 6 games into playing ball with each other, and then so I mean, we got another easier game on Friday.
We got 3 easier games coming up, and then we got to go to Clemson. I think we got an easy game in between Clemson. No. We just go straight to Gonzaga, actually. We go right to Gonzaga.
Yeah, we got Jackson State on Friday. That game's at 7. Western Kentucky next Tuesday. Cody, how would you feel about going to that game?
I'd go to it. I really would. I'm do it. Let's do it.
Off work.
Let's do it. What day is it? Is it a Saturday?
Tuesday.
Oh, it's Tuesday? I'll go out. Is it a late game?
It's 6:30.
I'll go after work. I don't care. I get off at probably 4 o'clock. Yep, we'll do it.
Well, me and Cody are going to the Western Kentucky game, sounds like.
There you go.
And then, so you got Western Kentucky on Tuesday, and then you got Georgia State on that Friday. And then the next Tuesday, you got Clemson at 9:30.
You got Jackson State in there. So, it's this coming up week. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
That's our next game. Sorry, that is our next game.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then Clemson at Clemson, Gonzaga at Gonzaga. Then we got a third huge game, Colgate. Oh, we might need to live stream that Louisville game too.
Yeah, we could do the Louisville game.
So we could do in that month. We could honestly do 4. We could do 4 straight games: Clemson, Gonzaga, Colgate, and Louisville. And Colgate. Sorry, skip Colgate, Louisville, and Ohio State.
Yeah.
I mean, we might need to live stream the Colgate game. Let us know.
We might. Let us know if you guys want to see Colgate. Holler at us.
But yeah, I'm excited to see how this team grows together. I mean, the ball movement's it's just a beautiful art to watch.
I think if you can, I know the Clemson games are going to be tough. It's a first away game. I feel like having the Clemson game before the Gonzaga game was so big, in my opinion, that you're getting a little bit of like I know we had an away game against Duke. It was in Atlanta, but I think it was more of a home crowd than anything.
Yeah.
But actually going into an environment where you're like, there's hardly any UK fans. It's going to be a sea of orange, not Tennessee, not that ugly orange, but the Clemson orange. And it's going to be interesting. I think this team's going to step up a lot more than people think that they will. I feel like the media is actually, they've understood that this team is actually really good, and we've got a very, very good head coach. Let me tell you, a very good head coach. I think we picked the right hire for sure. But I feel like that Pope is going to have
to Mitch Barnhart though.
100%. Yeah,
give him
man.
Some props. We were dogging him last year. I ain't gonna lie. But I mean, 3 fantastic hires in the last calendar year. I mean, you got Nick Mingion in baseball. Took us to the first time Kentucky's ever been to the World Series. They actually did so well they had to put more bleachers in the stadium.
That's crazy.
Kenny Brooks looks phenomenal with the women's team, as well as Mark Pope. So I mean, just props to Mitch Barnhart. Didn't think I'd ever say that.
Hey, I'll be definitely going to some more women's games. Went to the Louisville game, went to overtime, ended up beating them by 10. L's down as always. Very good environment. Bush, Bibbs, Acro, the Berthas, man. We were there and we made a difference.
Yep. Heck yeah. Heck
yeah. Really good. We're gonna be going to some men's games, obviously, women's games. Baseball time coming around. We're definitely going to some baseball games. I'm dragging Christian to baseball games.
Buddy,
I'm dragging you.
I'll be leaving you up there.
Shelby, you're listening. I see you on TikTok. You're here. He's going to some baseball games.
Let's see what she says. But yeah,
Spargo
I'm
yell at you.
excited to see the state of Kentucky moving forward.
Volleyball team doing really good too. I don't watch a
Buddy,
lot
the
of it,
underwater basket weaving.
underwater
Excellent.
basket weaving.
No, but as we begin to wind this episode down, you know how we always do it with a good old Bible verse.
Yeah, let me get mine.
Yes,
You go ahead and you start yours, Christian.
sir. Let me pull it back up. I had it. Let me see if I can.
Guys, we do a Bible verse at the end of every episode, and I always forget to get the Bible verse because so
Well, yeah, mine disappeared on me, and I didn't save it.
let's see.
Mine
So many
is
good options.
Mine is 1 John 2:2. He himself is the sacrifice that atones for our sins, and not only our sins, but the sins of the world. I picked that verse just due to, I mean, it mentions about Jesus dying on the cross for our sins, and not only our personal sins, but the sins of the entire world. And so that's like people then and people now. So he died for your sins. Like, I mean, there's sins that you've done today in the past, and you know, he died for all those sins, and you know, you really can't praise the Lord enough. What's up?
Oh, sorry. I was looking at my camera. It's falling. Sorry.
No,
Sorry.
you're good, but
What was your
Yeah.
verse again?
1 John 2:2.
Sean. Got you.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
I'm just going to do a common verse, John 3:16, because I can't really find a good one that I want. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whoever so believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. It's a verse that always is good to know, good to have in your back of your head, always something good to have on your phone, highlighted in your Bible, whatever helps you remember the verse. Always have that in your memory. That, you know, Jesus died on the cross for you. You know, he died for
That's
everybody, but you know, for like personal reasons, he died for you. You know, the things that you go through in life, things that you deal with. Everybody deals with something. Everybody's dealing with some kind of sin or something like that. You know, you could have family issues. I mean, I don't know what your situation is, but you know, always remember that he died for you for those situations. He died. And it's so crazy that one man, you know, he may not even known who you are, but he loved you so much that he did that for you on the cross. He suffered that entire time for you. You know, he went to the grave, he rose again. You know, and Jesus is still alive today. You know, and that's something like go in the Bible, read your Bible every day, read it daily, pray to him. Go into your prayer closet and, you know, just worship the Lord for the things that he's done. Like the blessings that you get every day. The blessing, I mean, little blessings that you don't even realize. You know, you're waking up every day, that's a blessing. You know, when Kentucky wins, that's a blessing. You know, when the Cleveland Browns win, that's a huge blessing.
No doubt. No
just
doubt.
joking. But, you know, just the little things in life. You know, if you've got, you know, family, you know, friends that are always with you, you know that they're going to support you through anything that you do, you know, that's a blessing. Just little things in life. You know, we got to realize that the Lord has gave us so much, and you know, it's always good to thank him and remember that verse.
Yeah, no doubt. That was a good job, Cody.
You
did great.
job. You did better.
No. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you guys tuning in on a Thursday. And as always, go Cats.
Go Cats. Aww.